Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Bravado Verlierer, I think is how you maybe might say it in German, or the Verlierer. I think somebody said Verlierer, or some Verli, I don't know. Every time I try to pronounce this car's name, I get it wrong. And the Germans always tell me in the comment section down below, and it is very helpful, but I can't remember now, and yeah, it's Bravado Verlierer, as far as I'm concerned. But you can see it, it's on the screen. That's how you spell it if you want it. It's at the LS car meet this week. Today should be the last day that you can get it when this video is going out. So if you do want it, go pick it up sooner than later, because it will be gone tomorrow. So keep that in mind. We're gonna go ahead and start upgrading this thing. Armor all the way up, brakes all the way up, of course. We're gonna do the engine all the way up as well. Let's go ahead and upgrade the transmission fully and the turbo as well. Let's just get it all done. Alright, next up we got bumper options. Now this thing only has front bumper options, which is kind of unfortunate. I kind of wish that it had more, but that's okay. We're going to make do with what we got. I have to say I do like the GT bumper a lot, but I also kind of like the custom front splitter. At the same time though, I do think the front bumper looks good. I don't know, it's hard to say. I think the painted bumper and splitter actually low-key looks really good. So I'm gonna go for that option today. That's what we're picking. For the exhaust, we have the dual exit exhaust or the race exhaust. So we get 4 exhaust tips. I think I'm going to go for the dual exit exhaust. I think that's the best looking one in my opinion, at least. For the vents, or for the fenders, I should say, we have the race wing vents that we can put on this thing. Adds a little more aggression to the car. I'm going to go for it today because I feel like it kind of looks good, so we'll do that. For the hood, we can go for a vented hood, we can go for a secondary vented hood, a carbon hood, a ram air hood, or a carbon vented hood. Not really sure how I feel about the placement of like what's considered the hood on this car. It's kind of weird to me, but yeah, we'll go for the vented hood, I guess. I don't know, the ram air hood's kind of really sweet looking too, but I don't know if it's cool enough to actually put on the car. I don't think that it is. I'm going to leave it off for right now. For the headlights, we will go xenon, of course. For the neon kit, let's put one on to lower the center of gravity ever so slightly, making this thing handle just a little bit better. So let's do that. We got the color-coded mirrors, we got the carbon mirrors, or of course we have the custom mirrors as well. I kind of like the stock mirrors. I think that they might be in secondary color. We'll have to see. For the plate, I'm going to go yellow and black. And then for the respray, you know, I wouldn't mind going for some sort of like a weird color on this thing, like this green, for example, which is my crew color. I don't use this very often, but at the same time, I don't know, it's not really speaking to me too much. I wonder how a metal would look on this car. Not bad, actually. I don't hate it. I kind of like the brushed black steel. That's kind of mean looking, but it's also kind of like fugly at the same time. So maybe we'll avoid that. What if we went for one of the metallic colors like we usually do? But what if I found one that was good looking? Ooh, you know what? I never use colors like lava red or anything like that. It's kind of speaking to me today though. That was kind of sick looking. We also have Cabernet red, which could be kind of sweet. I don't really use it very often. I never use candy red actually. Candy red could be kind of cool. What if we go for a candy red? No, what if we mess with that pearlescent? What if we just take the pearlescent off? Honestly, it looks really good in my opinion. Could also go for like a silver on it or something like that. Could go for a brighter red pearl on the candy red, like a Torino or Formula red or something like that. That could be kind of cool. Could also go for like a Cabernet red on there. Ooh, wine red on there is actually kind of sick looking too. What about like an orange or something like that, like for some sort of like a fiery effect? You know what, sunrise orange pearl on here, not too bad, not too bad. Is there anything else we could do? I was almost thinking of like a blue of some sort. Almost makes it like, I don't know, I mean, I'm colorblind as hell, but it almost makes it like a more like purpley sort of. Kind of cool looking though. Kind of cool looking. I don't know, I'm kind of digging that blue though. Like the blues on this look kind of crazy though. I don't know, like I don't know if it actually looks good. I'm colorblind, again, disclaimer, if it looks absolutely awful. But like there's something about it that's like kind of sweet too at the same time, I feel like. But I don't know, I think for this one, I think I kind of want to go for like one of those reds. I feel like it was looking pretty good with like one of those brighter sort of reds on it. Maybe a Torino red pearl. I feel like that's looking like pretty cool. Let's do that. For the secondary color, black, or do we want to just double down on the candy red? I think we might as well double down on the candy red. If we're going for a red pearlescent, it's gonna make the black look all weird anyways. So we'll go double candy red. Roll cage, honestly, in this car, I feel like it could actually have one. I feel like it's like racy enough that it could have one. I'm gonna go for a roll cage for once. I never really do that, so we'll do it. We will go for some carbon skirts. I like how it fills in the car a little bit better, to be honest. Also, at the same time, though, it kind of almost takes away from like the wider sort of stance of the car in a way. Maybe I'll leave it off. Maybe I'll leave the skirts off. I think I will. For the spoilers, we got the tuner wing, secondary wing. We got the drift wing. That's so ugly. The single mount. Oh my god, it's so ugly. Color-coded wing, and we got the GT wing. It's gonna have to be the tuner wing. I think that wing is just super clean looking. Honestly, I feel like it looks great. For the suspension on this thing, I think that I will lower it all the way down just because it's more of like a race car sort of, you know, looking vehicle. So we'll do that. And then what if we go sport category? I just want to see what endos look like on this thing because I feel like this car fits with endos really nice. Endo V2, and where's the V1? I want to see the V1 on this. I feel like endos are clean on that. I'm not going to put them on because I have been using them a lot lately and I have seen a lot of people complain about that, so I will avoid that. I will go for the concave Mega Mesh though today. I'm really liking how that looks. Actually, you know what, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go for something else. Ooh, the Hyper Fresh kind of clean though on this. Kind of liking them. Yeah, no, I'm going to just stick with the concave Mega Mesh. I do love these wheels, so I'm going to go for that. And maybe I'll do the wheels. I could do the wheels in a red as well. It's pretty fugly though, to be honest. So, just don't want to go for like a boring color. I could go for like a midnight purple on the wheels. That could be kind of different. I feel like black is just so boring. Maybe I'll go for a black steel or something, at least to just switch it up a little bit. I could also go for candy red wheels though. Like I hate it. I hate red wheels, but like it kind of works with this build. With this build in particular, it kind of works. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I could do the red for Karu. Nah, I can't do the red for Karu. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. And then for the tint, let's just go light smoke on that. I feel like this is looking like pretty good. As far as an all red car goes, I feel like this is maybe the one to do it on. I feel like the Verlierer or the Furley, whatever, however you say it, I feel like this car can kind of pull it off. I really do. I think this thing's pretty sick. Now, of course, we're going to do a review on this thing and a sound test, so let's take a quick listen. This car shares its sound with something else, but I can't think of what it is. I remember when this thing came out at the time, this was like probably the first time we'd ever heard that, like sort of like almost like mini burbles sort of thing for the exhaust sound, which was really, really cool at the time. And still, I think this car sounds great. I really do. You let off the gas and it's just, it sounds so cool. It's just different, you know, it's something unique. It's something different. It's cool. For sure. Now this thing goes for, I believe, about 600 grand and it is a removed vehicle. Like I said, it is available in the car meet the day that this video is out. If you're watching this in the future, you might have to just buy it from another person if you want it, or you know, next time it comes into Simeon's or whatever, I'm sure that's when people will probably be seeing this in the future. So it is a really good car. It really is. It has a very, very good handling balance. It's rear wheel drive only. The only thing that it does that I don't really like is it has pretty bad understeer. With that being said, it is like pretty manageable. If you just give it a little bit of throttle through the corner, you can kind of get out of it. It also has a lot of body roll. It almost reminds me of the GTA 4 body roll in a way, but it's not bad enough to the point where it's like gonna throw the car off balance or anything like that. It's just like a little annoying, I guess. But this thing is a really, really fun car to drive around. It's nice and small. It feels light. The only problem that I have with it is just the little tiny bit of understeer, but if you can look past it, it's a great car. And honestly, even with the understeer, I think it is kind of still a great car. It's not bad enough to the point where it's like undrivable or anything like that. It's just a little bit on the annoying side, but that's how understeer always is. Well, not always. Sometimes it is actually just completely game breaking for a car. But I think the Verlierer I'm going to keep saying it that way. I think it's a very good car. I think it's actually genuinely pretty decent. I mean, it's not going to be as capable as some of the newer generation sports cars in GTA Online. As you would probably expect, this thing is very old. It came out in, I want to say 2014 or 2015. So this thing is like literally like 10 years old. It kind of feels like an old GTA car. So it kind of makes sense. You know, the handling and the understeer and the things like that, and like some of the customization choices and whatnot. It makes sense if you think about the era when this came out, but I still think it is actually a good car, and for the money that you're going to pay for it, if you got the garage space and as long as you got all your other sort of business taken care of, you don't really need to shy away from this car. I think it's a fun one. It's a cool one to have. It sounds great. It's fun to drive around. Just go for a little cruise in it, go for a rip through the mountains, stuff like that, and it sounds great too, which is a huge bonus. Overall, I think it's a very good car. It looks pretty decent too, and the customization is enough. You know, it could have more. They could have done a little bit better, but for the most part, I think it's pretty good, and I definitely wouldn't shy away from buying this thing. So there you have it, guys. That's been it for the Bravado Verlierer or Verlierer, whatever. I don't know how you say it. Customization and review in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys enjoyed, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.